Sports Spectacular.
Back at the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland, the Bullets off to a quick start in the first 2:01 of the ball game. They lead the Jazz 8-2. Lenny Robinson, who scored the only two. Now Unseld and Rich Kelly. Kelly forced it. Good rebound by Danvers away from Lenny Robinson. Elvin Hayes wide open. You can't give him that shot.
And the defense is doing it for the Bullets right now. Jazz taking only one shot. Bullets controlling the board and controlling the basketball game.
You know, we have another big CBS game this afternoon. The Denver Nuggets hosting the Boston Celtics, who still have a shot in that playoff. You saw the standings before the game. We're going to be going to that game from time to time. Gary Bender and Johnny McLaughlin out in Denver, so we'll be keeping an eye on that game for you as well. Right here, it's 10-2. The Bullets off to a quick start. Aaron James against Dandridge. Goodrich, great shot.
Not only a great shot, but a great move, too, because if he had turned around and put the ball to the floor, Beebe would have been on top of him like a spice water.
Right, here's Hayes with Lenny Robinson on top. It's a 10-4 Bullet lead over the Jazz. Kelly stolen away from Unseld. Here comes McElroy with the big E and a foul. So Elvin Hayes has drawn the foul. As we were saying, Pete Maravich, I'm sure, is watching back in New Orleans, Mendy.
You can see the speed of McElroy here as Elvin Hayes tries to catch up with him. McElroy went right under them and caused the free throw. I'll tell you, it's a good foul, though. As long as he doesn't make the field goal and you give him a possible three-point play, you hold him to maybe one or maybe two.
10-5, and he made just one, so it was a good foul. Bullets lead by 5, 10-5. We're going to try to talk to Pete at halftime. Mendy's going to try to get him on the telephone, and we can discuss his situation when he's coming back. A foul on Aaron James overplaying on Dandridge. You know, actually, this New Orleans club has done a great job. This is, you know, this club's only been in existence 4 years, and here they are battling for a playoff spot. They've done as well as any NBA expansion club. Bobby Dandridge, fine move on Aaron James, and James is going to have his hands full this afternoon if he gives him that kind of a shot. 12-5, the Bullets. McElroy. Rebound, Hayes. Bullets want to run today. Tommy Henderson, but the Jazz is back on defense. Watch Dandridge. Hayes from 20. Elvin Hayes, and the Bullets are hot, Mendy.
Len Robinson can't give him that shot. Elvin's not taking the turnaround. He's not even posting down low. He's just coming outside, and Robinson's not going out to pick him up.
14-5, the Bullets by 9.
Jazz standing around right now. No movement at all with the ball.
Kilroy, quick move on Henderson. Tried to play it out to Lenny Robinson. And a foul against the Bullets. Lenny Robinson leads the league in rebounding. Pete Maravich leads the league in scoring. Here's Aaron James, a good move. Nice give and go, Lenny Robinson. Good basketball.
Pretty. That's pretty. When you see that little give and go off the pick and roll, that's the basic play.
We have 7.5 minutes to play in the first quarter here in Landover, Maryland. And the Bullets lead the Jazz 14-7. Jim Carvelis, Mendy, Rudolph. Bobby Dandridge, and almost a steal, but Dandridge with the quick hands got it back. Greavy from 20. Bullets red hot. Bullets by 9. The thing that amazes me is that Goodrich hasn't gotten into the game offensively. Here he goes. He forced that. Greavy's doing a good job on him. Henderson's tough to the hoop. He got his own rebound. What an effort. Rebound Kelly. James the other way, running 2-on-2 to Gail Goodrich against West. Great block, Unseld. James with the basketball. McElroy, bullseye. And it's now a 16-9 game. Jazz down by 7. Jazz a little more aggressive, Mendy, on defense now.
They're playing the ball. A little overplay right now is what they need.
Great play by Goodrich. That's a matchup the Bullets have to capitalize on. Oh, how's that?
What happens when you penetrate? Bobby Dandridge took 2 players to him. Wes Unseld with the little push shot.
18-9. The Bullets have doubled the score again. We have 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. The New Orleans Jazz and the Bullets battling for a wild card playoff spot. Here's Aaron James. Henderson knocked it away. I believe it was off a bullet last. It was. And Aaron James is coming out of the ball game now. And he's replaced by Paul Griffin, number 30. Paul Griffin in for Aaron James. Kelly over Unseld. Rich Kelly. 18-11 now. The Bullets' lead is 7. Greavy doesn't need much range.
He has great range, and he's playing off the left hand, which McElroy's got to remember. He's not right-handed, as most players are in the NBA.
Well, Goodrich trying to guard him. Now Goodrich finds himself free, and it's 2013. Goodrich trying to guard Greavy, and of course he couldn't get through the Unseld pick, but who can?
No, you can't get through that with a shovel.
Bullets 7 up. Playing well. Greavy on the baseline gets it off to Dandridge. And there's Lenny Robinson asserting himself on the boards. Here's McElroy. They can cut it to 5 now from 20. There's Rich Kelly with great position, and Lenny Robinson with an offensive board. And the league's leading rebounder makes it 20-15. Lenny Truck Robinson started his career right here. In fact, played his first pro game against the New Orleans Jazz as a rookie a couple of years ago. Good defense.
Oh, good defense. Good defense.
Griffin, great defense. Now Goodrich. And look out, here comes the Jazz. It's 2017. They've cut it to 3, Mendy.
Defense will do it for you.
Tough shot, Elvin Hayes.
Probably as good a bank shot artist as anybody in the league.
Amazing thing about E is no matter where he's at, back to the basket, whatever, he just knows where he's at all the time. Doesn't look like he does. He'll turn around and looks like he's got radar. 22-17, Lenny Robinson. Unseld holding Kelly off the boards. Bullets 5 up. Bullets 7 up. Elvin Hayes, hot shooting Bullets today. 3:42 to play first quarter here in Landover. 8 for the Big E. Griffin, tough rebound. And Kelly tipped it in. Griffin's looked pretty good out here.
Not a lot of finesse, but a lot of hard work. And that's what offensive rebounding is all about. Hard work, dedication.
24-19 now. The Bullets in a high-scoring first quarter, leading by 5. Robinson and Hayes. There's the Big E again. Goodrich, the smallest guy on the floor with the rebound. McElroy. And now it's 24-21. Again, the Jazz has cut it to 3 here with 2:54 to play in the first quarter. New Orleans a record 26-30, and the Bullets are 28-27. If they were to have the playoffs tomorrow, New Orleans would qualify as the last wild card team.
Robinson with another rebound, Jimmy.
All right, the Jazz could cut it to 1. McElroy. Dandridge. Bullets want to run a little bit. No, let's see. Did Griffin have the position there? No. Pretty close, Mendy. All right, Dick Mono wants to talk it over. Mendy, let's take a look at this again.
Let's take a look. He'll push him with his arms here, and there's the foul. Good call by Bobby Rakel. We have 2:22 to play, 24-21. Bullets up by 3, Jimmy.
I'm Tom T. Hall, here to tell you about Bonanza specials available on 1978 Chevy fleet-side pickups. With this option package, Bonanza pickups are priced $350 less than if you ordered everything separately. It includes air conditioning, gauges, automatic transmission, power steering, comfort tilt wheels, special trim, and more. So get all the Bonanza packs now at participating Chevy dealers. And bring your friends.
Homeward bound, coast of New England. The Navy. See a recruiter or call toll-free. It's not just a job, it's an adventure.
How can we stop the spread of pollution when even paving a mountain road contaminates once clear air? One answer, a water-based emulsified asphalt developed by the people of Phillips Petroleum that paves without pollution and uses 30% less petroleum than conventional asphalt, helping protect the environment while we make fine products for your car. That's performance from Phillips Petroleum, a performance company.
Next Friday night at 11:30, CBS Sports presents live from Las Vegas a boxing special with undefeated Ronnie Mazel Harris, the #1 ranked challenger for the world middleweight title, taking on the 2nd ranked contender Gracian Tona. That's next Friday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern.
All right, we want to welcome the fans here in Washington, D.C., watching us have the Bullets and the Jazz, a 3-point Bullet lead. And we have 2:22 to play in the first quarter. All right, Greavy. There's Dandridge. Griffin's done a good job on him. Greavy. Unseld just out-muscled Kelly that time.
That's one thing that Kelly has got to do is not so much go for the ball, Jim. What he's got to do is block Unseld out of there. Forget about the ball. The ball will come to you so long as you keep your player out of there.
All right, Bullets now with a 5-point lead. Minute 52 to play first quarter. All right, we want to welcome the fans watching the Denver-Boston Celtic game here in Landover, Maryland. Home of the Bullets. It's 26-21 Bullets in the white uniforms, the Jazz in purple. And Larry Wright just in the ball game missed his shot, and Kelly gets it off to McElroy. Pete Maravich is not playing today, as most of you may know by now. He was injured 31st of January, and Pete supposedly is going to get back in shape in a couple of weeks. Maybe start playing March 1st. And Bobby Dandridge got it down. 28-21 now. The Bullets lead is 7 against the Jazz here. Big Central Division game. They're battling for wild card spots here in Washington this afternoon. Goodrich. The pass to McElroy, and Wright got McElroy. So the Bullets have a 7-point lead here with a minute 1 to play in the first quarter in Washington. All right, McElroy, good block. Larry Wright got a piece of it.
He jumped. I don't know how high he got off the floor.
Kelly doing a job on the boards, and now Elvin Hayes is fouling in the backcourt. (28-21), the Bullets by 7 with 47 seconds to play first quarter. Goodrich, good foul shooter. Never fails, you say that, Mendy.
Had to jinx him, didn't you, huh?
We'll get the penalty shot now. Bullets now with a 5-point lead. 45 seconds to play first quarter. It's a better matchup as far as the Jazz is concerned. Now they've got Wright and Goodrich to match up. Oh, what a move. Bobby Dandridge, poetry in motion. 30-23 now. The Bullets lead is 7 over the Jazz with 23 seconds. See if they play for the one shot, Mendy.
Got to look for Goodrich now, coming atop the key.
Kilroy with right. And he got it. 6 seconds. 30-25. Bullets by 5. Dandridge with 1 second. There it goes. And that's the end of the first quarter here in Landover, Maryland, with a score of the Bullets 30, the Jazz 25.
And I might say that the Jazz are lucky to be as close as they are. The Bullets really controlled that quarter.
Heads are turning to Vitalis. Heads are turning.
Pardon me. Can I give you a lift?
Heads are turning to Vitalis.
Hey!
Heads are turning.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
Today's women are turning to men with shorter hair. That's why more men are turning to Vitalis for that clean together, younger look. So use Vitalis and start some heads turning.
Excuse me, is the seat taken?
Heads are turning.
These 1,700 one-gallon gas cans reach up to the highest suspension bridge in the world, demonstrating just one advantage of the new Chevy Chevette. If the car you drive now has an average EPA combined city highway mileage estimate of 17 miles to a gallon of gas, and you switch to a Chevy Chevette with its higher mileage, you might save up to this much gas, as much as 1,700 gallons over 5 years of normal driving. 1,700 gallons, enough to reach from the bottom of Royal Gorge to the bridge above and then some.
This was one of the highlights of my career, being named most valuable player while the Celtics won the World Championship last year. But another real thrill for me was visiting the Basketball Hall of Fame. From the Peach Basket to our great game today, our Hall of Fame traces basketball's greatest stories and glories. Why not join the thousands who are planning a visit to basketball's Hall of Fame, located on Springfield College campus in Springfield, Massachusetts?
All right, there's Tiny, the Bullet mascot. Actually, 15 years Chief Gentry has had this mascot. That mascot's as much a part of the Bullet history as the red, white, and blue uniforms.
I remember him back in Baltimore, too, Jimmy. Always around. A lot of fun with that little fool.
All right, second quarter underway. The Bullets lead by 5. Greaves against Goodrich the other way, and there's a misplay by New Orleans, the turnover. Here comes Larry Wright to Unseld. Nice pass.
Nothing like penetration. I'll tell you, when you get a guard like little Larry Wright, you get in that hole and just shovel off, you're going to get some kind of opportunity.
Bullets by 7. Griffin, number 30, with the basketball. Bad pass, another turnover.
That's 2 sloppy passes in a row for the Jazz. Now, the second quarter is a very important quarter in any basketball game. It's usually when the benches come off. It's usually when the game takes its shape.
Larry Wright. Well, maybe more than anyone, here's Greg Ballard in the game, and a good pass from Wes Unseld. Unseld, one of the best passing centers in basketball.
Well, Griffin had his head turned that time. Wes Unseld took advantage of him and just slipped the pass right by him.
I'm going to say Larry Wright is kind of on both sides of the fence today. He plays for the Bullets, and he played high school basketball here in Washington, D.C., but he was born in Monroe, Louisiana. We know we got some people watching down there. And I'll tell you, Elgin Baylor, a native of Washington, D.C., does not like what's happened the last 2 times down. And he wants to stop and talk it over right now with his club down by 9 and 11:06 to play in the first half.
If you're looking for a new home, here's something to look for: Styrofoam brand insulation. Depending on conditions, it can save you up to 24% on your heating costs. It goes up easy and adds little to the cost of a new home. Your builder just installs it in place of ordinary sheathing, from roof line to frost line. Just ask for Styrofoam brand insulation, and you can look forward to energy savings, heating and air conditioning for the life of your new home.
Mr. Heibloom?
Huh?
Mr. Heibloom.
Yes?
Yeah, look, we understand that you're taking a trip with us tomorrow.
Trip?
Yeah, well, we want you to know that Avis is working right now.
Avis?
It's vacuuming your car, checking the oil, brakes, even the air in the spare tire.
Spare tire.
One of the ways Avis tries harder is working at night, so you're ready in the morning. Yeah. Oh, by the way, it's a Chrysler Cordoba, and it's blue. See you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
We try harder, Avis. Avis, we don't know another way.
Each year, thousands of homes are lost to fire.
That's why you need Allstate's homeowners insurance. But did you know many other homes are lost to another major disaster? The owner dies before the mortgage is paid. For that, you need mortgage protection insurance from Allstate Life. Your family needs both kinds of protection, and your Allstate agent can put the two together. See him soon.
Next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Challenge of the Sexes features a golf challenge with George Burns taking on the Women's U.S. Open champion Hollis Stacy. A water ski jumping contest with talented Cindy Todd going against world record holder Wayne Grimditch. Plus a show jumping challenge. That's next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
54 seconds into the second quarter, the Bullets have capitalized on a couple of turnovers and up by 9. Now let's go to the Boston-Denver Nugget game with Gary Bender, John McLaughlin.
To the fans that have just joined us here in Denver as the Denver Nuggets are in white, the Boston Celtics in green. 10:28 to go as we have a delay in the action now and some changes. Bo Ellis, a rookie from Marquette, is coming in. Tom Lagarde is going to check out.
The
You know
Celtics
Bo Ellis very well.
Yes, I do. Of course, he's had a knee problem, but he's played quite well for this club this year. The Celtics have made a good adjustment. They're getting back on defense much better than they did earlier in the first quarter.
Staken picked up now by Simpson and rejected. Havlicek comes up with it. Up to Kermit Washington. Blocked by Hillman. Dr. Dunn comes up with a block. Here's Robert Smith. Hillman again. Boy, they love him.
He did it all. He blocked the shot. Actually, Kermit should have taken the jump shot. He had it wide open. Here you can see the block. He gets the ball out. Now watch. And then he gets in on the break. But watch the interior passing of the ball on the break. One pass, right back to Darnell and dunk.
Time is called at the 10:04 mark. Denver with a 37-32 lead.
All right, welcome back to Washington, D.C. Jim Carvelis, Mendy Rudolph are scoring now. The Bullets 36, the Jazz 25. Greg Ballard did a couple of foul shots while we were away, and the Bullets have an 11-point lead. Mendy, the second quarter, the Jazz just can't get it together.
It's important for the Jazz because they've had 3 or 4 turnovers in a row right now, and the Bullets have capitalized on every one of them.
McElroy made a nice block that time, bothered the Greavy shot. Got some new people in the game. Joe Merriweather in the middle with the Jazz. Joe Pace for the Bullets. Lenny Robinson is charging. What a collision.
He took 2 of them out of there. Whoa!
Great looking tight end, Mendy.
Let's watch it. Lenny Robinson, one of releases, wacko 1 and wacko 2. There's a lot of weight on that floor.
All right, we're back to the live action, and now Greavy and Slick Watts is in the game on him. Merriweather on Pace, in to Greavy. He's walking, drag the pivot foot. Let's set these lineups for you now. Hayes is still in there, and Pace, and Greg Ballard up front for the Bullets. Back line now. CJ, Charlie Johnson comes in for Greavy. He's on the back line with Wright. Slick Watts and Goodrich back line for the Jazz. Merriweather up front with Lenny Robinson and Aaron James, who's back in now for Griffin. Lenny Robinson on top. By the way, Lenny now has 2 fouls after the charge. Goodrich, 36-27, and no one said he couldn't shoot.
Not as quick as he used to be, but he still has that beautiful soft touch.
All right, Larry Wright now against Goodrich. Now, Gale is not the greatest defensive player in the world. Let's see if Wright tries to go with him. Hayes. How about that?
There's Elvin. When he decides to put it up, he doesn't care where he is on the floor. He knows where the basket is, and it's going up.
Bullets now by 11. They shot 66% in the first quarter and still only led by 5. As Mendy said, Jazz were lucky to stay that close as Slick Watts banks it in. 38-29. You never have to worry about spotting Slick Watts. You don't have to check the number. Of course, the number is nothing anyway. 0-0. Here's Hayes. Oh. Hayes has hit 2 of the toughest shots you'll ever see. 12 for the Big E, and the Bullet lead is 11 with 8.5 minutes to play in the first half. Robinson knocked over Charlie Johnson. Goodrich, 25 feet away.
Now what Robinson's trying to do now is match the E's performance as far as field goals are concerned, and he's forcing up a lot of shots. Elvin right now is taking advantage of Robinson's attempt to overplay him on defense and is having a field day.
14 for the Big E, and the Bullet lead is 11 points. Hot shooting Bullets here today, but we have a lot of time to go in this one. Watch Joe Merriweather. Nice move, but he didn't get it down. Bullets running. Larry Wright.
He faked Gail Goodrich just right out of his shoe top.
They love it here in Landover, Maryland, and the Bullets are shooting hot. They've gone up by 13 points.
Watch this, Jimmy. You'll see this little shuffle pass fake. Gail Goodrich will go for it, and nobody there.
See what's new today.
Introducing the third generation Monte Carlo. The third generation of a highly successful personal luxury car. Its highly original styling opens new dimensions in affordable luxury and in comfort. With more rear seat headroom, legroom, and hip room than last year's Monte Carlo, the third generation Monte Carlo. Drive it and put a little distance between yourself and the crowd.
Up here, the wind can turn an entire ski slope into one big snowdrift. But you're going to take the mountain away from the storm and give it back to the skiers. Now comes Miller time. Time to head for the best tasting beer you can find. America's quality beer, Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, if you've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller beer.
Wherever you may roam, you'll find our name is known. You can trust Delco.
Thanks, Delco.
Delco Freedom Battery.
I trust Delco batteries. And my reputation rides on Delco shock absorbers. Because you never know when you're going to need Delco's smooth control.
When the road is curved and rough, you need the shock that's tough. You can trust Delco.
Thanks, Delco.
Delco shocks and batteries. Delco shocks and batteries.
Thanks, Delco.
I didn't kill my girls.
Lying. Mother, lover, or murder? That is the question of guilt. Tuesday at 9, 8th Central and Mountain.
All right, Pete Maravich is watching today's game in New Orleans, along with a lot of other New Orleans fans, and Mendy Rudolph's going to be talking to him live on the telephone at halftime, get Pete's impressions of the first half, and also find out how serious that injury is and when he expects to be back. And looking forward to that. The interview as well as Pete getting back. Here's Slick Watts. Goodrich, nice move. Gail Goodrich, great move that time. He just froze Mr. Ballard. And now Ballard, Bullets finally miss a shot. It's hard to believe. 44-33, the Jazz down by 11. Slick Watts.
Now that's a bad shot. It might go in, but it's a bad shot. The Jazz cannot win that way. They've got to penetrate to the hoop.
Now the Bullets lead is 9. That's 2 for 2 for Slick Watts since he came in the game. Slick's not in there to score as much as he is to play some defense and also to get the club moving. Pace walk. Joe Pace took an extra stride. Manny, it's interesting, speaking of Pete Maravich, he's been there since the inception of the franchise in New Orleans, and of course playing at LSU. He was really the known basketball player in the state. But since when he's been healthy in the 4 years, as you watch Watts having it knocked away and being fouled by Pace, when Pete's been healthy, they've been a 500 club, 91 and 91 when Pete Maravich was available.
Watch Slick Watts. Now he'll penetrate to the hoop, come right on top of the ball. There it is. Caught the right hand as he went up to the hoop.
All right, 44-36 now. Bobby Dandridge is going to come in the ball game now, replacing Greg Ballard. A good shot of Slick Watts. Got him from Seattle. Slick scored 6 points since he's come in, so he's done a good job for Elgin Baylor. Here's Bobby Dandridge. His matchup will be with he and James, and now Wright is fouled, and Bob Rakel says in the act of shooting. I don't think we've mentioned the referees, Manny. I can't believe we've...
Bobby Rakel and Darrell Garrison,
right.
Two of the best in the league. They're doing a good job so far today, as they always do, Jim.
Larry Wright gets a couple. I'm going to forget... oh, they do a great job. No problem. Larry Wright was drafted last year with Mitch Kupchak. Bullets had 2 picks in that first round. All right, score now, 45-37, Bullets by 8. We have 6:33 to play in the first half. Another big game going on that we're going to be checking with from time to time as Goodrich kicks it down again. That's Denver and Boston. That's a big game for both clubs. No doubt. We're getting to that point in the season, Mendy, now, last third of the season, where all these games are important for wild card slots, divisional championships. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty in the NBA. C.J. Johnson, does it count? Yes, it does.
Slick Watts tried to double team, just caught the wrist as he went up. And C.J. Johnson will make the field goal, pick this up. Slick Watts will help, just catches him on the arm, enough to call the foul, a three-point play.
Charlie Johnson, 48-39, the Bullet lead is 9. C.J. was signed a couple of weeks ago when the Bullets were riddled with injuries, the Chenier injury and everything. They needed a guard. Henderson was hurt, Greavy, and signed a contract with him. Slick Watts, what a great block by Hayes. And this is not going to count. Aaron James, they said he interfered with the ball on the rim.
I question it. I think the ball was off the ring. Now let's take a good look. You got to watch the hand and watch the ball. In my opinion, I think the hand was not on the ring, nor was the ball. Watch it now. Yep, the ball was off the ring, and it should have been a field goal, in my opinion.
48-39. Call it like it is, Mendy. There's Wright. Slick Watts does a good job on it. C.J. Charlie Johnson. 5.5 minutes to play in the first half, and the Bullets leading by 9. Here's Dandridge and Aaron James. They've been battling all day. Good fake, Larry Wright. Slick Watts almost went into section 4 on that fake.
One of the things you don't want to do is leave your feet, because when you do, you're vulnerable, and the player who you're playing can do anything he wants thereafter.
Merriweather and Unseld on top. Here's Slick Watts. And Bobby Dandridge a rebound and a release to Larry Wright, the quick little guard. Bullets lead by 11. Bullets play 17 of their next 27 games right here. Bobby Dandridge, what a block by Merriweather, blocks it to McElroy, brings it under control. Great block by Merriweather, good job by McElroy, Mendy, to keep it under control.
Well, the thing that's nice about the block, Jim, is that you keep the ball in play. A lot of guys will block shots and knock it out of bounds. Doesn't do anybody any good.
Look at Unseld on the release, but it's tipped by Watts, the Big E, foul. That's a good foul. That's an automatic 2 points. He's got to foul him there, Mendy.
That's what we talked about earlier. If you're going to foul somebody going to the hoop for a field goal, just make darn sure he doesn't make it. The greatest foul shooter in the world. He's shooting about 60%. And look at this score. Boston hanging tough.
No doubt about it. The Celtics have an outside shot for a playoff spot.
Seems that ever since John Havlicek announced his retirement, they've been a little bit inspired right now.
Hyde Elvin, who's only been shooting about 50% from the foul line, hit the bottom of the net. Slick Watts has 3 fouls, by the way. He's got 1 out of 2, so he keeps his 50% going. 4:28 to play in the first half. The Bullet lead is a dozen, 51-39. Jim Carvelis and Mendy Rudolph, Landover, Maryland. Lenny Robinson against Wes Unseld. A couple of big guys, and now a 3-second violation. I believe it was Slick Watts that was in that lane.
Well, Lenny Robinson looked desperately for somebody to cut through the passing lane. Nobody did. He got trapped with the ball, but of course everybody stopped moving.
All right, Watts made the steal. Now on a 3-on-1, McElroy to Merriweather. Nice pass.
No doubt about it. Good pass, good play, good hustle.
Bullets by 10. The Big E is hot. Unseld.
I'll tell you, Wes Unseld just took Merriweather and bodied him out of there. I thought there should have been an offensive foul call on that play, possibly.
Wes Unseld's got 10 points. Merriweather's going to go with a 17-footer. Nice touch. Joe Merriweather over Wes Unseld. 53-43. Bullets still by 10 with 3:34 to play in the first half. Okay, we've got a foul against
Aaron James trying to deny Dandridge the position on the court. They're in the penalty situation. A foolish foul at that point. Dandridge was going no place. There was no ball movement. No sense to give up a possible 2 points for that.
Aaron James' second foul. Bobby Dandridge with 2. Elgin Baylor, a native of Washington, D.C., one of the greatest players to ever play the game.
Pound for pound, I think he was possibly the greatest player that ever played the game. Old number 22. How many games I saw him in? What performances he used to put out?
Bobby Dandridge got a good roll both times. The Bullets lead by a dozen again with 3:24 to play in the first half. Here's Lenny Robinson checking McElroy, and he's fouled. Bobby Dandridge got him. Well, the Jazz have a lot of home games coming up too, many, so they're going to have a chance. They can get Pete back in March and play a lot of those home games. They have a shot at the playoffs. McElroy, long shot. Merriweather, and a block by Hayes. Boy, Elvin's playing well, isn't he, Mendy?
I'll tell you, when things go right, they go right. Good block, good defense, good ball movement, good shooting.
Bullet's biggest lead of the game, 14 points, 57-43. Good position. Now, Dandridge made a great defensive play that time.
We'll watch this block on Elvin Hayes, how well he times his shot. Merriweather was at the top, and Elvin Hayes just blocked the ball beautifully, clean, and that takes a lot of good timing. You've got to make sure that you don't go up too fast, you don't go up too soon, and Elvin Hayes is doing it all right now here in the first half.
This smelly onion and Scope showed something new about fighting bad breath to these users of the leading antiseptic.
Scope mouthwash in this dish, and I'm going to ask you each to smell it. Smells
kind of mini.
Your mouthwash with the other half of this onion. What's it smell like to you?
The medicine they smell.
Scope smells good.
If it can make onion smell this good, you imagine what it can do for your breath.
Scope fights bad breath. Scope doesn't give medicine breath.
Whatever you do, that look just comes through. It's confidence, confidence. Millions of people each day help keep themselves dry the sure way. Take off your coat, America. Take off your coat to show.
Sure keeps me so dry, I can take off confidence. Most sprays go on wet and oily. Sure goes on dry and helps keep me dry all day.
Take off your coat to shore. See what's new today. When you're driving down the road and you're moving through a curve and your car's looking good, it's showing lots of nerve. Monza by Chevrolet.
The new Monza by Chevrolet. For a car so sporty and so well equipped, it's priced surprisingly low.
Monza by Chevrolet.
Next Sunday, CBS Sports presents NBA regional action with Milwaukee taking on New Orleans, Philadelphia going against Seattle, Portland tangling with Chicago, and Boston against the New Jersey Nets. That's NBA regional action next Sunday.
And there's Dick Motta with his back to us right now, with blue shirt hanging over the gray jacket. Man who came from Chicago, leads the NBA coaches right now, would you believe, in victories, 432. Another point about that, Jim. Motta was named Coach of the Year in 1971. Since that time, however, there's been 4 coaches of the year that aren't around anymore. Johnson, Heinsohn, Ray Scott, and Red Holtzman. So maybe that Coach of the Year is a unique of some kind.
All right, Larry Wright with the basketball. Good pick from Munsell. Now he looked for West. He wasn't rolling, but Hayes was. And Hayes is traveling. Bullet front court has really outmuscled New Orleans, Mendy. Bullets outscoring the New Orleans front line 39-14.
Let me tell you something about that Bullets front court, all right? It's the oldest front court in the league. Would you believe it? In experience, Unseld, Hayes, and Dandridge all combined have more years than anybody else in the entire NBA.
And they're playing like a very good experienced front line this afternoon. Here's Lenny Robinson. He's been held to 6 points. That's been a big key in this game. McElroy right into Unseld. What a great defensive play by West. CJ running a 3-on-2 break. Larry Wright. And the Bullets are doing it. 59-43 by 16 over the Jazz.
Giving the Jazz one shot, blocking an awful lot of shots, forcing them into a lot of perimeter shooting, as we just saw, and that's not the way you beat the Bullets.
Lenny Robinson now has 8 points. Bullets lead is 14. Bobby Dandridge and Lenny Robinson with another rebound. Here's Goodrich against CJ. Gale. Nice pass. Gilroy just blew it.
That's about the fourth shot they've had their hands on those.
Hayes has been red hot. Merriweather a rebound. Now the Jazz want to run. They're running 3-on-3. Griffin is walking with the ball. Trying to get it back to the trailer. Lenny Robinson. 59-45. Stay tuned at halftime. Mendy will be talking live on the telephone to Pete Maravich in New Orleans. Talked to Elgin before the game, and he feels it a good thing if Pete can get out there. Pete's always in shape, he says. And it's not going to take much to get him back in there. All right, that's a backcourt violation, and it goes over to the Jazz. Now, the Bullets have Kupchak out. He's been out for 3 weeks or so with a bad thumb, and he was running before the game today. He ought to be back by March 1st. Mitch Kupchak, who Elgin Baylor said does more damage against his club than any other Bullet. And Griffin gets it down from 15 on the right baseline to make it 59-47. So the Bullet lead has now been cut to 12 with 45 seconds to play in the first half. They got a lot of time to go, Mendy. This could still develop into a game.
10 or 12 point lead at halftime is nothing in this league.
He's missing Unsell on the loose ball. He's not going to get two here. It'll be a one-shot foul, so he's going to be at the line.
There's that cast you see on Mitch Kupchak's right hand. We talked to the doctor before the game, and it was a completely severed ligament they had to tie together, and he'll be back in a couple of weeks. One thing you got to do with Unseld, a lot of ball players just do not do. I mentioned it earlier in the telecast, Jim, is they go for that ball when they're on the defensive boards instead of blocking Wes Unseld out of there. The ball will come to you. Just get his body out of there, that's all.
Now, how do you do that?
Just stand still, call an offensive foul, do anything. Dig a hole for yourself, but do it.
All right, here's Goodrich. What a great shot by Gail Goodrich. That's shades of Pete Maravich. 60-49 now. The Bullet lead is 11 points with 19 seconds. And they're looking for the one shot. Well, Elvin's been hot. He's missed his last 3 or 4 shots. Now, let's see what they're going to go to for the last shot. Down to 7 seconds. All right, start moving it. They better hustle up now. Try to get Dandridge off the screen. Johnson. He can't do it much better than that. And the Bullets cap off an outstanding half here. For a report on the Boston Celtics Denver Nugget game, Gary Bender, John McLaughlin in Denver.
20 seconds. Green. Welcome to the fans that have joined us here in Denver. The Denver Nuggets in the white uniforms. The Boston Celtics in the green. Our score here, Boston 58, Denver 49 with 2:01 remaining now in this first half of play. 22 seconds on the shot clock, and we have a 20-second injury timeout now for Sidney Wicks.
Cindy apparently hurt his hand. As you look at Dan Issel here, he's working pretty hard today. He's really a key to this club. They have so many great players, but when he's going well, they win.
The story here has been Denver jumping up about 10 to 12 points, hoping to see the Celtics come fighting back to climb within 2 to 4. Now they're down by 7, 58 to 49. They're playing without Dave Cowens, who has a lower back problem. And here's Wicks driving in. Bobby Jones with the rebound off to Issel. Issel playing very hard this afternoon. Bobby Wilkerson, who has 7 assists already in this game, started him out on the right track. Broken up by Ernie D. He has 2 steals now, the last 2 times down the floor. Going to try another shot, and he got one to go.
Well, that's in the land of the Giants. I don't know how he got that off. He had a number of people in on the break, and he just didn't give it up, decided to keep it himself.
Well, he missed one just a moment ago on that very same play, and it's now 58-51. Wilkerson out to Ralph Simpson. Bobby Jones. Jones against Maxwell, and Maxwell comes down with a rebound out to Ernie D. And the Celtics coming right back in this game again. Cheney's got it. Somebody lost his shoe. It's Cheney. He's lost his shoe. Out it comes to Dave Bing. And all of a sudden, John McLaughlin, it's a 58-53 game.
Look at Dave Bing trying to get back to cover. Now, he shouldn't have had to do that.
That's right. Bing was on the offensive end and trying to get back defensively. Heads up play by Bing, but he commits a foul.
Well, and that's what's hurt the Celtics. Denver continues to run the break. They're getting out, and that's how they keep opening up the lead that they do open.
58-53 with 50 seconds to go here in the second period of play.
Welcome back to Washington. Jim Carvelis, Mendy Rudolph. We're at halftime here, and the Bullets lead the Jazz by 13, 62-49. Mendy, a great last shot by the Bullets there, and it was their kind of half, as we saw with the last shot.
Everybody looked for Bobby Dandridge to come off a baseline pick there. You'll see him come screening around. Gail Goodrich will leave his man, pick up Dandridge, and there he goes, all by himself, field goal.
All right, we have a great horse competition set up for you in a moment here at halftime, so stay tuned to the NBA on CBS.
Fred, you're getting married. You gotta look great, so stop shaving. It's better to get stroked in the morning.
The Bic shaver?
The Bic shaver is so responsive it doesn't shave you, it strokes you.
I'm gonna get stroked like this every morning.
And the Bic shaver's cheaper than blades, yet it's a blade and handle in one.
Fred, marriage agrees with you.
Well, he really got stroked this morning.
The Bic shaver, lots of great shaves from just one Bic shaver. Then it's time for the next. So don't shave, get stroked in the morning.
Hertz knows to keep your business, they've got to give you the fastest possible service. And to do that means adding more people behind counters, where and when you need them. More new cars where you need them. Opening more locations where you need them. Next time you need a car, wherever, whenever, come to the one with more cars, more locations, more people to serve you fast. Rent a Ford or other fine car from Hertz.
The superstar in rent-a-car.
You know it.
If I were shopping around for life insurance myself, and if I knew what I know as a life insurance agent for State Farm, I'd buy it from State Farm. And I really mean that, because I know what we as agents feel our job is toward our clients, and I know how our company feels about it.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, everyone. I'm Don Criqui, and this year at halftime on CBS coverage of NBA basketball, we have some of the top players in the league matched up in the old schoolyard game of horse, where a player must duplicate his opponent's shots or be assessed a penalty letter. 5 misses means 5 letters. That spells horse, and he's out. A couple of former Carolina Tar Heels matched today, Bob McAdoo and Charlie Scott, and with the rules, here's Mendy Rudolph.
The basic rules of horse are as follows. The player in control must describe his shot beforehand. Now, 2 consecutive shots from the same area are not allowed unless someone moves at least 5 feet away. There are trick shots allowed. However, the same trick shot cannot be attempted more than once in the contest. The flip of the coin will determine who goes first. Now, there's going to be disputes out there, and if there are, my word will be the final judge.
Right here. McAdoo, who leads the Knicks in scoring, has won the toss, and he'll lead away.
Okay, Bob. A backboard little push shot, Charlie. H for Scott.
Charlie gets himself a letter, to his dismay.
McAdoo's going to try a left-hand backboard shot. And he misses. Now Charlie Scott has the advantage, and let's see if he pushes McAdoo away from the basket, which you're going to do, Charlie, right?
20-foot, 25-foot jump shot.
A 25-foot jump shot. And he missed. The advantage is back to McAdoo.
Backboard.
And missed.
Moving shot to the right.
I got to ask you something here, Charlie. Hold on now. Hold on. Just a minute now. It seems to me that every time you sort of get the advantage, you take McAdoo away from the hoop. Is that right?
Well, big guys can't breathe out here.
You can't breathe out here. Go ahead.
I'm moving. Moving jump shot to the right.
I'm moving. Okay.
Charlie Scott in a Celtic uniform here, but he's since been traded to the Lakers.
And made under pressure.
Time out. No.
What's you going to ask me?
No, we got to distinguish between moving and slow motion.
Well, that was moving, but it was not as fast as you, but it was moving.
Okay. Set shot.
Set shot. And further away from the hoop. H for McAdoo.
So they're even up at a letter apiece.
That slow motion should be good. Moving shot to the right with speed and pace.
With speed and pace, but missed. McAdoo comes in tighter to the hoop.
Left hand backboard.
It was the left hand.
Scott can't get it to work, so McAdoo is in the lead.
McAdoo has the advantage and calls the shot.
Straight ahead.
The swisher.
Nothing to it. Yeah, there is, says Charlie Scott.
R for Scott.
Getting pressure.
3 letters to 1 with the big guy from the Knicks in the lead.
And the door is open for Charlie Scott.
Moving to the left, jumper.
Moving to the left and a jumper. Made. Tough shot for McAdoo to follow. But made.
Right, jump shot.
And made. Hold on, Mac.
Hold on.
You get out there.
Now hold it. You got to
take at least 2-3 dribbles and take the shot. Just like that. That's the way.
Jesus Christ.
That's the way.
We got to get some pace on this, brother.
The ball's got to be released from in here. You're ready to start your dribble out there someplace. Okay. I'm going to call in a letter against you.
These 2 guys were working on each other well before they played, trying to psych it out.
And a letter against McAdoo brings it to H.O. You're ready, Charlie.
Left moving jump shot.
McAdoo with the door open. Coming in tight.
Left hand. Hey, hold on. Right. He go to the same spot.
Go to the same spot. That's not a trick shot.
Left hand bank.
Left-handed bank.
I thought you allowed 1 trick shot a game.
You don't have to, but you can.
You can do more than 1?
Yes, you can.
Left hand's not working for Charlie Scott, and Big Mac now has 4 letters up on him.
I want a trick shot.
You're going to try a trick shot?
Yeah.
He's handling with this trick shot. He's allowed this.
Those left hand shot with the tricks?
And missed. Left the door open for Scott.
Boy, I ain't gonna miss no more on you. Right hand pace.
And made.
McAdoo usually gets well on that shot. That's his number, but now there's 3 letters up on McAdoo.
Change his mind. We going left or right, Charlie?
Right.
He's going right. Left the door open for Mac now.
Watch you go for that layup.
Scott, as you see, is a letter from elimination.
We gotta get
left-hand shot. And made. How's that left hand, Scotty?
Weak.
Get that left hand moving.
Big Mac gets rid of his former Carolina teammate Charlie Scott. So McAdoo advances here at the Omni International Complex in Atlanta. Mac, there you go. You're by the first round. You gave me a little easy push shot.
I know Charlie's weak with his left hand.
You've long been the best outside shooting big man in the league, but you stayed close. As he was saying, hey, you can't get that good air outside. You like it in about...
Well, I'm a good outside shooter from, 10 feet. Charlie was shooting from 30 feet, and I'm not that accurate from out there.
Well, you advanced. Congratulations, Bob.
All right, thank you very much.
Join us on the horse competition next week when you'll see Paul Westphal go against Lionel Hollins.
The NBA on CBS will return after this word from your local station.
See the heart-rending drama of a mentally retarded boy and his moment of triumph. Special Olympics, Wednesday night on CBS.
And so we're from Denver watching the Denver-Boston Celtic game. We're here in Washington, D.C., and the Jazz get the first hoop of the second half. Jim Carvelis along with Mendy Rudolph. The Jazz in the purple uniforms, the Bullets in white. The score now, Bullets 62, the Jazz 51. Jazz playing without Pistol Pete Maravich, and he won't play for a couple of weeks. Elvin Hayes, he's been tough today. At 15 in the first half, he now has 17 points. And Mendy Elvin's been great the last 6 or 7 games for the Bullets.
He's 8 for 12 right now in the ball game and doing a real tough job on Len Robinson. Has really proved him ineffective so far in the ball game.
Kelly out to Goodrich. Goodrich has been the big man for the Jazz. He's had 18 points in the first half. Aaron James, Unseld the rebound, 64-51. The Bullets lead by 13. Both these clubs going for a wild card spot as they battle in the Eastern Conference and specifically the Central Division. Greavy is fouled in the act of shooting.
Greavy will come across the center. Now watch this. Underneath, there's the foul with the body and a two-shot wrap.
Bullets by 13. Greavy gets another chance. Bottom of the net. That's an unusual way to get a three-point play.
The Bullets controlling the boards, and when you do that and give them an opportunity, they're going to burn you.
Bullets by 16 now. Gail Goodrich, boy, he's really in trouble. Unseld in front of him. Greavy on the side. McElroy, tough shot from the baseline. Unseld tips the ball. Still a loose ball. Greavy has a good release to Henderson now. He's got Hayes behind him. Elvin. Boom!
Turn a crowd on, I'll tell you. A little fancy behind the back pass. Beautiful jump shot by Elvin Hayes. Great ball movement, Jim.
And a foul against Wes Unseld. Elvin Hayes, 19 points. There's got people down in Houston watching this game today. They remember the Big E, his great college career down there, and of course playing with the Houston Rockets. The Big E, Elvin Hayes. Speaking of Houston, fans are from Denver watching the Denver-Boston Celtic game. We're here in Washington, D.C., and the Jazz get the first hoop of the second half. Jim Carvelis along with Mendy Rudolph. The Jazz in the purple uniforms, the Bullets in white. The score now, Bullets 62, the Jazz 51. Jazz playing without Pistol Pete Maravich, and he won't play for a couple of weeks. Elvin Hayes, he's been tough today. At 15 in the first half, he now has 17 points. And Mendy Elvin's been great the last 6 or 7 games for the Bullets.
He's 8 for 12 right now in the ball game and doing a real tough job on Len Robinson. Has really proved him ineffective so far in the ball game.
Kelly out to Goodrich. Goodrich has been the big man for the Jazz. He's had 18 points in the first half. Aaron James, Unseld the rebound, 64-51. The Bullets lead by 13. Both these clubs going for a wild card spot as they battle in the Eastern Conference and specifically the Central Division. Greavy is fouled in the act of shooting.
Greavy will come across the center. Now watch this. Underneath, there's the foul with the body and a two-shot wrap.
Bullets by 13. Greavy gets another chance. Bottom of the net. That's an unusual way to get a three-point play.
The Bullets controlling the boards, and when you do that and give them an opportunity, they're going to burn you.
Bullets by 16 now. Gail Goodrich, boy, he's really in trouble. Unseld in front of him. Greavy on the side. McElroy, tough shot from the baseline. Unseld tips the ball. Still a loose ball. Greavy has a good release to Henderson now. He's got Hayes behind him. Elvin. Boom!
That'll always turn a crowd on, I'll tell you. A little fancy behind the back pass. Beautiful jump shot by Elvin Hayes. Great ball movement, Jim.
And a foul against Wes Unseld. Elvin Hayes, 19 points. There's got people down in Houston watching this game today. They remember the Big E, his great college career down there, and of course playing the Houston Rockets, the Big E, Elvin Hayes. Speaking of Houston, Mendy, they come on a little bit lately. They're in that wild card picture.
Well,
Houston
not out
Rockets.
of it. No one's out of it. I tell you, in this Central Division, anything can happen.
Kelly with a pair to make it 69-53. And when you're talking about NBA in the state of Texas, what about those San Antonio Spurs? What a great season that they've come up with.
Doug Moe doing a tremendous job with that club also.
Keenan and Gervin, what a great all-around ball club. Terrific job. They're going to be tough in the playoffs. Bobby Dandridge. Kelly with a rebound. Jazz 16 down, and Goodrich now has 20 points. Gail Goodrich, 69-55. The Bullet lead is 14 with 9:27 to play in the third period. Rebound lost by Len Robinson, but Sawyer and James with it. Kelly. Offensive foul. They say Unseld that position. Kelly doesn't believe that.
You'll notice what Unseld did on that play, Jimmy. He cut off the baseline, and that's what you got to do on defense. Watch Unseld now. He'll cut the baseline off, force Kelly the other way, and it causes the offensive foul. That's what you've got to do. Cut the baseline right out.
See what's new today.
Last spring, 227 specially equipped Chevy Nova police cars were delivered to the Jacksonville, Florida Sheriff's Department. Now, that's a tall order, but no surprise, because law enforcement agencies in 47 states have made Chevy Nova America's best-selling police compact. Now, a lot of the things the police look for in a new car are the same things you'd look for in a new car. Reliability, performance, and value. Chevy Nova, a wanted car, now more than ever.
What are more people using to help their cars last?
Quaker State Motor Oil.
Shoot, Quaker State. Hey, Quaker State.
Quaker State. What are more people using to help them avoid expensive engine repairs?
Quaker State.
Quaker State. What else?
Quaker State.
Quaker State.
Quaker State helps cars last. Maybe that's why Quaker State's the best-selling motor oil in America.
Favorites. Monday, see all of yours, the ones you pick from television and movies on the People's Choice Awards. Monday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
There he is, the captain of the Bullets, Wes Unseld. What a mountain of a man he is. A little trivia here for you, Jimmy. Wes Unseld was only the second player in the NBA to be named Rookie of the Year and the same year Most Valuable Player of the Year. That was in the 68-69. Wrong.
Am I wrong?
The other player was Wilt Chamberlain.
Jabbar was not Rookie of the Year and Most Valuable Player?
It was Chamberlain.
Are you sure, Mendy?
Yes, sir.
We're even now, because you owe me a cup of coffee from that Borg
Connors match,
right. Bobby Dandridge. Bullets shooting as well as they have in a long time. 71-55. They lead the Jazz by 16. Speaking of Houston, Jaime Perlo, the Director of Community Relations for the Bullets, is in Houston watching the game. He called us at halftime, enjoying it. Well, why wouldn't he be? The Bullets are really playing hot. 71-57 now. Rich Kelly got it down. Bullets 14 up. 8:34 to play, third period. Some halftime scores here we'll pass along in just a moment. Seattle, Milwaukee playing this afternoon. Elvin. Now it looked like he forced in the bottom of the net.
He did. Chuck Robinson did everything right, everything you're supposed to do on defense. Crowd him, force him to take a bad shot, and Elvin Hayes converted.
When you're hot, you're hot. That's got to be discouraging for a defensive player, Mendy. When you play a guy as good as you can play him, he still makes it. It's got to kill you.
Take the guts right out of you.
Elvin's got 21 points. Goodrich, he's got 20. McElroy from 20. 73-59. This youngster McElroy played very well in that 10-game winning streak, but he was coming off the bench for Elgin Baylor. He's a youngster, third year in the league. Elgin likes him, though. Thinks he has a lot of potential. I don't know how Elvin even got that up on the board, but Lenny Robinson got his hand. 3 on Robinson.
Robinson does everything to attempt to block this shot. Watch this, Jimmy. Of course, he'll catch Elvin on the Hayes. On the arm. Elvin Hayes is getting some tough points from Chuck Robinson. That's a different style of foul shooting for Elvin. I never saw him take aim like that before.
I've never seen him in his career shoot free throws as badly as he shot them this year. You know, shooting free throws is mental as well, Mendy.
A lot of concentration, too. A lot of confidence. It's like putting on a golf course.
That's right. 74-59. The Bullet lead is 15. Aaron James Goodrich is taking Greavy inside. Can you believe that? Goodrich taking Greavy in the low post.
Try anything if it works. Goodrich down on the low post. A very, very unusual play for him. He'll usually take somebody his own size down there and throws the left-handed hook in with a three-point play possibility.
23.
Goodrich is keeping him in the ball game here, Jim.
No doubt about it. 23 for Gale, and it's a 12-point Bullet lead. This game is still far from being over. With 7.5 minutes to play in the first half. Henderson unsettled. Henderson, not a great shooter. Lenny Robinson on the boards. Good release to McElroy. Kind of a broken field, no real advantage, and now the foul's going to be on Dandridge for blocking.
That's what they need. That's what they need. A little drive to the hoop, a little pizzazz out there. Create some situations. Go. When these things start to happen, when you start penetrating, you're going to have pickup fouls or convert free throws.
Aaron James, and here come the Jazz. Now it's a 10-point game. 74-64 with 7:06 to play in the third period. The Bullet lead has been dwindling here in the last couple of minutes. Kelly over the shoulder on Unseld.
No question about that call. Rich Kelly just overplayed his man too much. An obvious call. What the Jazz need here are a couple of turnovers. Real bad.
Bobby Dandridge.
You see why Dandridge's shot is so difficult to block. He'll pick it up from the top of his head and almost hide it behind his skull, and he'll let it fly from there.
That time, Robinson got into no man's land. He traveled with the ball, Henderson.
A little dipsy doodle that didn't turn out. It would have been pretty if he'd have converted.
Well, the Jazz are coming back. They're down by a dozen. 6:42 to play in the third period. We got a lot of basketball coming from the Capitol Center here in Landover, Maryland, as the Jazz try to get that wild card spot.
Yeah, Buck.
I just went to another bar and asked for light beer for Miller.
Yeah?
They said, sorry, Buck, we don't have it.
They didn't have it?
No. I don't want some beer that's going to fill me up.
No.
I want light. Tastes great.
Right.
Has a third less calories than a regular beer.
Yeah.
And, man, it's less filling. You think I'm going to the other bar again? No way. From now on, the buck stops here.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
It's a fresh new slice of apple pie from Chevrolet to you. A fresh new slice of apple pie called Chevy Malibu.
We saw you coming, America, and here we are with a new mid-size Malibu wagon designed to carry you well into the years ahead. With mileage estimates no other mid-size six-cylinder wagon can top, with all kinds of room inside, plus a smart new look that's not going to go unnoticed.
A fresh new slice of apple pie called Chevy Malibu.
At your Chevrolet wagon stop now.
You know, I think I liked you better as a frog. As a frog, you had a much smoother face. Prince, didn't you ever hear Palmolive Rapid Shave? While you were away, they improved it. Palmolive Rapid Shave is thicker and lusher than ever. Feels good while you shave. Feels good after.
Improved Palmolive Rapid Shave in 3 refreshing fragrances. And now Irish Spring fragrance, too.
What do you say now, Prince?
Ribbit.
Next Saturday and Sunday, CBS Sports presents the Jackie Gleason Inverary Classic, with Jack Nicklaus defending his title against a standout field. That's the final rounds of the Jackie Gleason Inverary Classic next Saturday and Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Bullets by a dozen over the Jazz with 6:42 to play in the third period here at the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland. Jim Carvelis, Mendy Rudolph. All right, the Denver Nuggets now with an 8-point lead over the Celtics in Denver. And Milwaukee-Seattle, it's Milwaukee 57, Seattle 52, that game at halftime. Lenny Robinson. And again, it's a 10-point Bullet lead. Len Robinson now has 10 points. Henderson, Dandridge, Hayes, Unseld, Greavy with the Bullets. And we got a foul on Greavy, a loose ball foul. Hot Rod Hundley, voice of the Jazz here, doing the game back home. And I didn't know that Hot Rod knew Mendy that well. I said, I want you to meet Mendy. He said, I know Mendy Rudolph. He gave me my first technical foul in the NBA.
I didn't remember it, but he did well.
He never forgot the 25 bucks.
Jazz are getting back here now a little bit, Jim.
It's an 8-point game now, Mendy. Henderson walking right to the hoop. 78-68. That's Henderson's strong suit, Mendy. He's really strong going to the basket.
Not very effective as a jump shooter. Has a very bad range. In fact, a poor percentage shooter.
Robinson and Hayes. McElroy from 20.
Notice how the Bullets are doing such a tremendous job of keeping the Jazz away from the hoop and away from driving, forcing them into perimeter shooting, shots they just don't want to take.
Nice pass. Greavy over Kelly. Greavy again. Kevin Greavy.
That's what I mean by boxing guys out of there. You can't go for that ball every time. You just got to tell their bodies and just box.
Gail Goodrich. What a job he's done today. Gail Goodrich now with 25 points, and it's a 10-point game again. Bullets on top. We have 5:10 to play in the third period. Greavy forced it. He got it again off the offensive board. This time it was Aaron James with the ball. Jazz could cut it to 8. Lenny Robinson from 20. Bullseye, Lenny Robinson. And it's down to 8 again, Mendy, with 4:53 to play, third period.
And Robinson has found his spot. That's about the third field goal from the exact same spot on the court.
A dozen for the truck. All right, they're going to give Henderson some room. They're not worried about him there. Unseld, great playmaker from the top of the key. They got it to Dandridge into West. Nice pass. Bobby Dandridge has made 4 or 5 brilliant passes today.
Now, Rich Kelly come over and tried to double team, but nobody picked up Unseld. Now, when you double team like that, you need help inside. Somebody fell down on the Jazz defense.
All right, with the basketball, here's Goodrich to Kelly from 17. Jazz hanging tough. 82-74. Bullets lead now 8 points. Henderson again. And what's the call going to be? Call against the Jazz. For a report on the Boston Celtics Denver Nuggets, let's go to Gary Bender, John McLaughlin in Denver.
Welcome to the fans that have joined us here in Denver. The Denver Nuggets are in white, the Boston Celtics green. And the Denver Nuggets have just bumped it up to a 76-68 lead, as David Thompson now with 21 points for the afternoon.
Now the Nuggets going to the offensive boards, getting second and third shots and putting them in.
That's a long ways for Wicks, but he got it. The Boston Celtics, John, have been battling back all afternoon long, trying to stay close, and now they're within 6 again. Ralph Simpson to Issel. Wicks comes away with it. They've been getting that ball inside against Boston so effectively this afternoon. Here's Maxwell, blocked nicely that time by Bobby Jones. Thompson, off to Simpson. Havlicek brings it down. You can see Boston running at every opportunity, and Hondo gets 2 more. John Havlicek just continues to play great basketball.
That's called run and gun basketball.
15 points for him.
You know, the interesting thing about these two clubs, they move well without the ball. They execute well, and that's what makes it an exciting basketball game.
4-point lead again for the Nuggets, and Havlicek's got it, and here comes Boston again. How about that for a 37-year-old man, huh?
I know a lot of 22-year-olds that can't move like that.
He is something. 76-74, 17 points for Havlicek.
He's not even breathing heavily.
They call him the Bionic Celtic, and I understand it when you watch him play.
He's got a fountain of youth somewhere. I know he does.
And a tip by Thompson won't go, but Jones has got it. Bobby Jones makes it a 4-point lead. The Nuggets with a 78-74 lead at 4:06 in the third period.
Welcome back to Washington. This is Jim Carvelis, Mendy Rudolph. Our score now, Bullets 86, the Jazz 77. We have 3:33 to play in the third period.
West, behind.
All right, Aaron James, long bomb, tough shot, batted out to Greavy from Hayes. Oh, while we were away, the Bullets scored 4 points, 2 on Henderson free throws, and the Jazz got 3 free throws off from Goodrich with a technical and also being fouled in the act of shooting. Greavy drew the foul, and you saw the 3-point play attempt, or at least a basket by Wright, and now Lario trying to make it a 3-point play, and the Bullets have gone up by 11. Kevin Greavy, who got that technical, Mendy.
At one point, the Jazz had it down to 7, but on 2 driving layups now, they're cut it back up again.
All right, Bullets lead now. 88-77 by 11.
Let me correct that, Jim. 89-77. The last free throw was not on that scoreboard when you looked up. 12-point lead.
The Bullets have scored 5 straight. Kelroy, a tough shot, and there's Unseld keeping everybody off the board. Again, as Mendy pointed out before, Jazz having a tough time getting a second shot. Here's Wes. Bobby Dandridge with Aaron James. Goodrich helping out on Dandridge. Kelly kept Unseld off the board. A bad release. Here's Hayes and Kelly. And the foul on Kelly. Bad pass by Kelly. That's 4 fouls on Rich Kelly. We'll be probably seeing Mr. Merriweather before too long. And the Bullets are getting it together again, Mendy.
Kelly did a great job that time of boxing Wes off the board, pick up the rebound, but unfortunately caused the turnover on the bad pass, and there was no way that Elvin Hayes was going to be denied that board.
From the top man right down to the bottom man. It just passes right down the line. Everybody pushes for quality.
Willie Rawls, utility man. This is who we are and what we do at General Motors.
My job is to replace any absentees. I'm here, there, all over the plant. Yeah, you're not tied down to one job all the time. You're around different jobs. Metal finishing, welding, soldering. But soldering, I think I enjoy soldering more than any other job I do because there's a lot of skill in that. Yeah, the fellas keep something going all the time. It's never dull around there. Yeah, they get along very good. Yeah, union's good. Yeah, the people on the line, they have a lot of interest in the car. If I go out to buy a car, that's where I go, looking for a General Motors car. Because I'm right there in the plant and I see how they're built, see the quality that goes into them.
General Motors, people building transportation to serve people.
Introducing the Kellys. From Fayetteville, North Carolina, the Kelly Passenger Radial. From Cumberland, Maryland, the Kelly Truck Tire. From Tyler, Texas, the Kelly RV Tire. From Freeport, Illinois, the Kelly Farm Tractor Tire. From Cumberland, Maryland, the low-cost 4-ply tire.
For whatever driving you're doing, the Kellys have a tire for you. The Kellys. What a lot.
Tough throughout the line. We're good and tough. We're the Kellys.
Next Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern, CBS Sports Spectacular presents highlights of the 1978 National AAU Track and Field Championships with top Olympians and world record holders competing. Plus, highlights of the exciting 1978 World Four-Man Bobsled Championship from Lake Placid, New York. That's next Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
Be sure and stay tuned for the MVP award at the conclusion of the game, and that's going to be a tough selection. Elvin Hayes, 22 points, 67% from the field. Gail Goodrich has hit his last 8 shots for the Jazz, Mendy.
Without Gail Goodrich out there right now, they'd have been really out of this ball game. But they've got a lot of time left. We've got 14 and a half minutes to play yet, 2.5 in this quarter. Anything can happen in the basketball game. All it takes is 3 or 4 quick buckets.
Right, Hayes shooting at 59% from the foul line. Got 2 more coming. Penalty in effect. 3 to make 2.
Elvin seems to be aiming the ball rather than just throwing it up there for an easy 15-footer. He's aiming that ball.
Doesn't figure a man that has such great touch from the field could be psyched up that much from the line. But he got 2 the tough way. 91-77. They all count. Bullets 14-point lead. The Jazz made a run. They had cut it to 7 a couple of minutes ago, and then the Bullets came right back. Here's Goodrich. Finally missed a shot after hitting 8 straight. It's Larry Wright. Watch this little guy. Is he quick or is he quick? But he blew the layup by Goodrich. Got Aaron James open. And Dandridge did not take the baseline away. They got to McElroy. Oh. James has shot a little bit.
Well, that brought some rain, I'll tell you. What an arc he put on that ball.
That remember Johnny Egan used to do that. He got out of it. Of course, Johnny was about 4'7", and he had to get it up that way. But what a great shot that was. Hey, McElroy has just drawn a foul. He couldn't handle Greavy that time. 3 on McElroy, 91-79. Jazz turning the Bullets by a dozen.
Hey, Greavy's been a great asset to Dick Motta by pushing him into the backcourt. Greavy is so tall that it's very, very difficult for any backcourt man to guard him effectively, and this is what he's taking advantage of the Jazz right now.
Hey, we got a great doubleheader game coming up after this game. Los Angeles at Golden State. Talking about battling for wild card position. LA 29-27. Golden State, the last place team in the Pacific Division. They're 28-29. And it could very well be that the clubs in that Pacific Division will all make the playoffs. (93-79). 14-point lead for the Bullets. It'll be Golden State and Los Angeles in our doubleheader game. Griffin in the game to Goodrich off the screen. Gales now missed 2 straight. Here comes Larry Wright. Ballard in the game, their #1 draft choice this year. Bobby Dandridge, 15 points for Bobby Dandridge. 95-79.
Very crucial point of the game coming up the next minute and 10 seconds or so. They've got to stay close. They can't get blown out for a 20-point lead now. They gotta start driving to the hoop, Jimmy. They're not doing it.
There's Merriweather in the ball game now, number 31. Kelly has 4 fouls. McElroy almost threw an air ball. Dandridge to Larry Wright from 15. James, a good rebound and a bad release. Larry Wright has it. And now Griffin kicked the basketball, so the Bullets are going to have it in. Now Goodrich's going to take a rest. He's leaving the game, and Slick Watts, there he is, Slick's in for Gail Goodrich. Goodrich has done his job today. The supporting cast hasn't been too good yet. Bobby Dandridge, smooth as silk.
Bobby Dandridge, what a beautiful touch he has. Beautiful touch.
97-79. The Bullets now with an 18-point lead. And the Jazz trying to collect themselves, trying to stay poised. They're going to need some good shots. Merriweather, that's a pretty good shot, 15 feet, but he couldn't get it down. Ballard to Unseld. West to Greavy. Kevin, good block by Mr. Merriweather with 19 seconds to play, third period. Greavy stole the ball from McElroy. With 14 seconds, they're going to look for the last shot. Greavy, an alert defensive play, and now Aaron James has fouled Bobby Dandridge with 9 seconds, as you see. So the Bullets have a chance to take a 20-point lead into the fourth quarter, Mendy.
And the Jazz are slowly starting to come apart now. They're losing their poise. They're not looking behind. They're playing, I would say, lackadaisical basketball right now. And they're taking the guts out of themselves.
Bobby Dandridge, 20 points. He gets one more. Unseld kept it alive. Greavy. And that is the end of the third period. And the Bullets have an 18-point lead after 3 here at the Capitol Center, and a crowd of about 13,000, 14,000 loving every second of it.
No one leaves this locker room till I find out who's been using my safeguard.
Bob, your deodorant soap hasn't even been opened.
Oh, what are you going to do, sue me? I want all that safeguard protection. Stan?
Man, I'm a sucker for lather, and Safeguard's deodorant lather is different.
For lather and protection, people love Safeguard so much, it's always the smallest soap in the house.
Larry, since we all love lather and protection, next week, bring a bigger bar of Safeguard.
The NBA on CBS will continue right after this word from your local station. Don't miss the music world's biggest annual event, the Grammy Awards Show, hosted by John Denver, this Thursday night on CBS.
All right, for a report on the Boston Celtic Denver Nugget game, let's go to Gary Bender, John McLaughlin in Denver.
Welcome to the fans joining us here in Denver. The Denver Nuggets with a 92-88 lead with 10 minutes, 13 seconds to go in the fourth period. Boston is hanging tough. They trail by 2 at the 3-period mark. Dave Bing is one of the reasons they've been playing tough, and you see how tough it is under the boards. A foul inside. A loose ball foul.
Here you see the penetration of Dave Bing. He's done it all day. If he had all the baskets that just went around like that and came out, he would have at least 10 more points.
A loose ball foul. The Celtics with the ball outside. Havlicek. He hasn't missed very many of those. Bobby Jones brings it away to David Thompson. Denver looks like they're going to open up some breathing room in this game, and Boston, just on sheer determination, has come back. They trail by 4 now. Bobby Jones.
Well, Maxwell trying to play the passing lane. He knew if Jones got it in that deep, he was in trouble, but it was a beautiful pass right over Maxwell's fingertips.
Thompson with 25, Jones with 19 points, Issel with 18. They have a 1-2-3 punch here this afternoon for the Denver Nuggets. Kermit Washington, Simpson on here. Dave Bing. Bing scored earlier in the game, hasn't scored that much in the second half. Rejected by Jones. Here comes Thompson. What tremendous touch that time by Thompson.
Now here's the Jones basket. The pass just over Maxwell's hands and done.
So it's Jones and Thompson now, giving them a 96-88 lead. Havlicek now quarterbacking this team. Out to Kermit Washington. Darnell Hillman on him. That shot partially blocked. Hustling over. Bing's got it. You see Washington over there? He was trying to recover his own missed shot. It'll be Boston's basketball. Those nets are really surprising, aren't they?
Well, they're really playing well. John Williamson has helped them just tremendously in the last, 2 weeks he's been with them.
Well, he won a game a week ago today in the last second, a game on CBS, as Maxwell brings it within 6 again, 96-90. Cedric Maxwell with 16 points. Bobby Wilkerson, who just checked in, number 32, off to Bobby Jones. Darnell Hillman. Wilkerson, who had 7 assists in the first half, and he has another one.
I'll tell you, the interior passing of the Nuggets is outstanding. They do it every game, and of course you saw right there, that was just a pick and roll where Jones went to the basket, Wilkerson found it.
21 points for Jones, and Stakem matches baskets. We have a man shaken up. It's Bobby Jones. Jones, I
watch
believe, got
Wilkerson
hurt.
coming off here. Watch Jones go to the basket. See the pass, and nice.
Bobby Jones shaken up, so they'll be looking him over. He's been on the floor. He's been fighting all the way. He doesn't know what it is not to play at full tilt.
They say he plays like this in practice also, and they try to tell him to take it a little bit easier, but he only knows one way to go, and that's all out.
Well, you know, he won the award last year in the NBA as the most consistent and most productive player in the NBA.
Right.
Looking ahead, you're going to be doing a game between Milwaukee and New Orleans, John?
Yes, I will be, and of course that's a big game for the Bucks. Every game is. They're fighting Seattle and Philadelphia, Seattle going against one another for that playoff position.
And the Celtics go against those surprising Nets and Portland, Chicago. Now, Chicago losing a little ground now in that Midwest division.
They're falling back in the pack, 7 teams now for 3 positions.
Anthony Roberts, so we've got a lot of basketball remaining here. 100-92. Roberts with 4 points. Anthony Roberts. Looks like he's going to have a fine career in the NBA. Here's Bing backing in. Celtics having to work awfully hard for any shots. Here's Stakem. Thompson on him. Nice play by Kevin Stakem.
Now it's important that the Celtics close the gap a little bit more. With 7:34 to go, they've got to keep close to the Denver Nuggets.
All right, welcome back to Washington. Jim Carvelis and Mendy Rudolph, and the Bullets now have a 20-point lead over the Jazz, 105-85. We have 9:20 to play in the ball game, and the Bullets continue to roll here as they take apart the Jazz here at Landover, Maryland.
And as it's been through the whole game, Jim, the Bullets have controlled the boards. They've run their fast break. They've controlled the tempo of the game. The Jazz are in trouble.
Mike Collins, the dry look. Barbara Day, the dry look.
Sure, he looks great, but I'll bet he's a stiff.
What?
Your hair, I'll bet it feels stiff.
No way. I use the Dry Look pump spray. Leaves hair feeling as soft and natural as it looks.
Not stiff.
Regular aerosol or pump spray. in 3 different formulas. Get the dry look, and get the dry look.
And don't be a stiff.
Is Gillette Foamy thick and rich enough to stop this super sports car? No. Is Foamy thick and rich enough to support this lovely lady? No. Is Foamy thick and rich enough to hold up this husky hiker?
No. But if you want a clean, close shave, it's more than thick and rich enough.
Light beer from Miller tastes just great, and that's no fish story. But the best thing is, it's less filling. Light's got 1/3 less calories than their regular beer, and that's important when you're trying to land that big one. Like yesterday, I hooked this bass, fought him for over 6 hours. All of a sudden, he jumps clean over the boat. Broke my rod, and I had to tie the... Now, wait a minute, fellas. I had to tie the line
Light
off
beer
on the
from
house.
Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Left me out there with nothing but a paddle.
Next Friday night at 11:30, CBS Sports presents live from Las Vegas a boxing special with undefeated Ronnie Mazel Harris, the #1 ranked challenger for the world middleweight title, taking on the 2nd ranked contender Gracia Antona. That's next Friday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern.
16,505. Great crowd here to watch the Bullets and the Jazz at Capitol Center, Landover, Maryland. Got a terrific doubleheader game coming up right after this.
Should be a goodie. Rick
California rivalry.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Adrian Dantley. Should be a goodie.
Golden State and the Lakers, both clubs trying to get in the playoffs. They're not going to win the division, you can bet on that, but they want to get in there. LA Golden State, that's coming up next. A doubleheader game. Lenny Robinson now, Ballard on him. Beautiful touch, Len Robinson. The truck, 105.87. 14 for Robinson. They've done a good job on Lenny, though, Mendy.
Elvin's going to put it up. You can bet on that.
Unseld, great position. There's Griffin scrambling for the rebound. Unseld's got 15 points. 17 has been his season high. Merriweather saves it nicely. Good effort. McElroy, Slick Watts, Elvin Hayes, an authoritative rebound.
Bad pass. Just a bad pass. Getting a little sloppy out here now, Jim.
McElroy, and now the Jazz cut it to 16 with 8:14 to play in the game. 105.89. 19 for McElroy. Ballard, nice pass and a nice move. Greg Ballard, #1 pick out of Oregon.
Now look at Greg Ballard. He is a definite look-alike for Maurice Lucas, isn't he?
Is.
The Portland Trailblazers.
And the Bullets are hoping that he'll be as good.
Probably one of the best power forwards in the league today. Maybe include McGinnis in there, but Maurice Lucas will stand up against anybody.
107.89. The Bullets an 18-point lead against the Jazz. CJ, Charlie Jackson with the basketball. Looking for Hayes. Why not? He and Lenny Robinson. And a foul on Len Robinson.
Unseld. There's the pass to Ballard. There's the pretty play. Off balance, using the glass beautifully. A lot of body control out there.
For a report on the Celtic-Denver game, let's go to Gary Bender, John McLaughlin in Denver.
One go now.
Welcome to the fans here, Nichols Arena in Denver. We have quite a game. The Denver Nuggets leading by 2, 104 to 102. Austin with the basketball. Dave Bingley just scored a moment ago. Tries to give it to Wicks, and he's fouled by Anthony Roberts. The Boston Celtics coming in here without Dave Cowens, Curtis Rowe, and JoJo White are hanging in here tough.
Here you see the double up in the corner on Havlicek. Watch the Celtics move the ball, but look at Ben go to the basket and make the play. He's been so valuable for the Celtics today in going to the hoop.
That was Bobby Wilkerson that was guilty of fouling, and that's his second, the second team foul now on the Denver Nuggets. A change, Kevin Stakem coming out, Don Chaney coming in, and I'll tell you, Chaney has played very, very well. He has 16 points. Wicks at the line, and he can tie it up again. Some sometimes it's remarkable. You see a team like Denver blow Portland out of here after getting behind 22-4 in the first quarter. You think they could win by just coming on the floor this afternoon, but that's a game of basketball.
No way. That's the NBA, and of course the Celtics fired up about Dave Cowens.
Wicks with 14 points, 104-104. We come now to the 4:50 mark of this final period. Thompson, up it comes. Wilkerson, he overshot, and here comes Havlicek. Hondo Havlicek. Bing, and Bing starting to heat up.
Bobby Wilkerson missed 3 key shots here for the Nuggets, and of course, I think the Celtics are aware of that, and they're trying to get help with Wilkerson's man.
And Denver calls a timeout. There's a foul difficulty. Havlicek with 5, Cheney with 4, as the Boston Celtics have taken a 106-104 lead. 4:34 left to go.
See what's new today.
Last year, Chevrolet introduced a new kind of 6-passenger car. And like hot dogs and apple pie, America is eating it up. Now in its second year, the new Chevrolet Caprice continues to give you
More headroom.
More rear seat leg room.
More trunk room.
More manageability in city traffic.
More mileage.
the beautiful new Chevrolet Caprice. Now that's more like it.
You're watching television. I'm watching Selectivision. Television shows you what it wants. Selectivision shows me what I want, and when. I've recorded my favorites. The best action, drama, sports, the best. Selectivision is the 4-hour video cassette recorder from RCA. Nothing you want to watch on television? There's always something good on Selectivision.
Let RCA turn your television into Selectivision.
Fred sent in his tax return yesterday. Now he has to wait for his refund check. And wait, and wait. Harry had plans for his refund money. He went to Beneficial, because Beneficial wants to lend you the full amount of the refund you expect, and more, so you can get going now. If you have plans for your refund money, would you rather wait, like Fred, or go, like Harry?
At Beneficial, you're good for more.
Next Sunday, CBS Sports presents NBA regional action with Milwaukee taking on New Orleans, Philadelphia going against Seattle, Portland tangling with Chicago, and Boston against the New Jersey Nets. That's NBA regional action next Sunday.
There's some excitement here in the mile-high city of Denver. We have 4:34 remaining. And the Denver Nuggets trail 106-104 to the Boston Celtics. Darnell Hillman in the lineup. Up it comes to David Thompson. Bobby Jones, Issel, and Wilkerson, the others in the starting lineup as they come in. And Jones gets ridiculous.
Well, they do that so very nicely. They ran a play underneath to try to set up either Issel or Jones. It didn't work. Jones goes out, sets the screen. Nice pick and roll.
Bobby Jones with 23 points. Thompson with 27. Issel with a total of 20. 106-106. The crowd really open it up now. We've got traveling on Dave Bing. Dave Bing. Carl Scheer, the general manager. You think maybe he's involved in this game?
Boy, he's fired up. I'll tell you, that guy, he's out there on needles and pins even when they're up by 30.
Carl Scheer, the president and general manager of the Denver Nuggets. 3:51. Off it comes to Wilkerson. Broken up by Havlicek. Boy, Havlicek has done it all. He's got 23 points. Wicks. And we have a foul coming up against the Boston Celtics and John Havlicek, and he's fouled out. That's the 6th foul on John Havlicek.
Havlicek broke it up at the other end. You can see here the pass going up. Wicks underneath it. Look at Bobby Jones intimidating. Havlicek coming in, and it's a foul.
Boy, that could be a big turning point in this game. You lose Hondo, and you lose what looked like 2 points. So he fouls out with 23 points.
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, this is not a brilliant statement. That's going to hurt the Celtics. He's out. 3:41 to go, plenty of time. He's giving them not only offense, but defense.
Look at the crowd, John. They are up and applauding Havlicek.
Yes, they are. That's for John Havlicek.
He had 24 points Tuesday, 24 points Friday, and here today, 37-year-old John Havlicek has 23.
They love him everywhere, don't they?
He'll be back here one more time, and I'm sure the people here in Denver will welcome that. So we have a timeout at the 3:41 mark. It's 106 all. So Boston loses an integral part of their machine here this afternoon, and they came in here depleted to begin with. I just think it's remarkable, John McLaughlin, that they could be playing like this without, for instance, a Dave Cowan.
Well, Gary, we mentioned this up front. This can happen. A club can get fired up. As you can look into the huddle of the Boston Celtics, Satch and KC, let's go and see if we can hear what they're saying.
Anybody out there with that ball? Who wants some of this? They're going to play. One of the other cats wants to play.
Well, Sad Sanders, you know, this is really a gentleman, in the true sense of the word. Very dignified coach, 39 years old, and his number 16 retired by the Boston Celtics. Sixth coach in Celtics history. Look at Larry Brown. You don't think this isn't a tough job? You're on your knees now.
He doesn't need to carry a board around with him. He's got the whole floor to draw on.
And Washington, whoa, they are pouring it on, aren't they? They've been hurt, but they're starting to really put it together. Free throws this half, Boston 4 of 4, Denver 1 of 2. And you look at the foul situation, Celtics have 14 fouls, and the Nuggets with 2.
Not a lot of fouls called game, but of course, with the Celtics on their next foul, they'll put the Nuggets into the penalty. That could be a factor also.
3:41. It's all tied up. 106. 106. The Nuggets with the basketball. Kevin Stakem is evidently going to be the replacement now, as we have Stakem, Don Chaney, Kermit Washington, Dave Bing, and Sidney Wicks. As far as the Nuggets are concerned, they have Hillman, Jones, Issel, Thompson, and Bobby Wilkerson.
The Nuggets have a very big team in there, not only up under the basket, but also in the backcourt.
This reminder, after this close one, we'll be going out west for the Los Angeles Golden State game, the second half of our CBS doubleheader. Darnell Hillman picked up by Chaney, broken up by Stakem. And the Celtics just won't give up in this one. Dave Bing now. He's going to set up. He's taken over leadership now that Havlicek has run out of eligibility. Chaney broken up by Jones. Stakem will retrieve it. 9 seconds now on the shot clock. 6 seconds on it. Bing with 4 on it. Issel high into the air. Brings it out down to Wilkerson. 3 minutes to go in the game. 106. It's all time. Issel backing in on Wicks. Wicks broke it up. Issel still got it. Broken up by Washington, and he's guilty of fouling. Kermit Washington picking up the foul.
Well, Wicks very upset. He blocks a nice shot here. This is the first time he's really intimidated Issel on a shot, but watch Issel stay with it. He's so tough when he gets the ball inside. Here he goes back up with it. I couldn't really tell if he was fouled or not, but apparently so, the official right on the play.
Well, John, they now are in the penalty. So he'll have 3 to make 2. Something you mentioned just a moment ago.
That's right. You know, Issel gets the ball around the basket. He is not a leaper by any sense of the word, but he's so tenacious in there. As you see Simpson come in and Hillman go out.
I tell you, Larry Brown has used his bench very well, hasn't he?
He's used a lot of people, and of course, you know, in this type of game, it's important to do that to keep them fresh.
Issel now with 21 points. It's still Thompson high with 27, Jones with 23. After that, it drops off to Wilkerson with 8. 2-point lead now for the Nuggets. 108-106. Take him off to Don Chaney. Chaney playing an outstanding game. Broken up. Saved by Wicks. Bing, tough shot. Rebound, Thompson. Off it comes to Wilkerson. Wilkerson handling the ball very well. Philadelphia now getting some distance between them and the Nets. 94-88. Here's Issel.
Well, that big guy can put it on the floor also. Not only can he go left, he can go right.
24 points for Issel. He gets that, use that body weight so well. Here's Wicks. Broken up. Here comes Thompson. And he traveled to the ball. Thompson couldn't get rid of the ball, and he walked with it.
The Denver defense really tightening up when it has to. They're pushing the Celtics into the outside jump shot, and the Celtics missing it.
And Boston's called a timeout. The Celtics with 2:08 left in the game, trailing by 4 points, 110-106. And Sad Sanders hoping somehow to pull this one out in a great effort by his Boston Celtics. 110-106.
All right, welcome back to Washington. Jim Carvelis, Mendy Rudolph. There you see the score, 124-105. Bullets over the Jazz, time remaining 1:27. Slick Watts, slick pass. Bailey having trouble, finally gets fouled by Joe Pace. Lid on the basket, Mendy.
And while we were gone the last couple of minutes, little garbage time, Jim.
All right, the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player Award goes to Elvin Hayes. Elvin, 31 points. He set the tone for this game early on with great hot shooting. Lenny Robinson under his average. And the Chevrolet $1,000 scholarship will be awarded to Houston on behalf of Elvin Hayes.
Elvin not only played a great offensive game, Jimmy, he also did extremely well defensively.
A minute 5 to play in the ball game, 126-107. Our producer has been Bill Barnes here this afternoon, associate producer Rick Sharp, director Bob Dunphy, stage manager Gregory Reed, statistician Jeff Klein. 47 seconds to go in the game. It's been a big bullet win today. They go 2 over 500. And Slick Watts. It's been that kind of a day for the Jazz. All right, let's go to Denver now for that big ball game, the Celtics and the Nuggets.
Welcome to our game here in Denver. We have 1 minute 59 seconds left as you watch a replay of Wicks going in, being fouled by Bobby Jones. The Denver Nuggets lead 110-106 over the Boston Celtics. But Boston just hasn't given up in this game.
Well, they certainly haven't. That was a big play there. I don't really know if that was a call. Apparently it was. It came after a timeout. The lob to Wicks. It's amazing Jones even got close enough to him to foul him.
He does not get the back end of that free throw situation. They're not yet in the penalty. They're 1 foul away from that. 4 fouls against the Denver Nuggets. 110-107, a 3-point lead for Denver. Broken up by Wicks. Wicks going for the steal on Dan Issel. And Issel down the stretch has really been a force in this game.
He certainly has. This is where Wicks trying to prevent the ball from coming into Issel. He must do that. Once Issel catches it, he's just very dangerous.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Thompson. Rebound Issel. Now wait a minute. They're going to call goaltending on that anyway.
That's right. This is nothing more than a clear out high for Thompson, and he goes up. Good defense. The ball's on the rim, and they call a goaltend.
That's 29 points for David Thompson. 112-107, a minute 27. Be thinking about that MVP. Here comes Bing, broken up by Issel. Jones up to Bobby Wilkerson. Wilkerson to Issel. Blocked by Maxwell. They're going to jump it. I don't think Issel believes it.
Maxwell says, yeah, and Issel says no. Issel doing a good job of getting up the court, but Maxwell really recovering here very nicely. Here's the block. Dave Bing trying to get in there in the land of the Giants and eating Wilson basketball. Here you can see the ball being advanced by Wilkerson. He gets it into Issel. Oh, we didn't catch the block.
Anyway, Boston has the basketball after the jump. 112-107. Stakem in trouble. That was beautifully played that time by Bobby Jones.
Bobby Jones again. Stakem leaving the floor, and that's a bad thing to do because once you do that, you must commit yourself with the ball.
Washington defeating Denver, or check that, New Orleans, as you saw it. Well, Washington really pouring it on out there. I'll tell you what, I think right now with 49 seconds, I'm going to give my MVP to number 33, David Thompson. All right, I'll put some pressure on you now.
What happens if I disagree? It goes in the truck, right?
You walk home. Yeah, Chuck Milton will decide it, so you got to come up with one, Eric. Hey, they hit the inbounds line, so it's going to go over to Boston. 48 seconds left, 112-107, a timeout has been called here at McNichols Arena. Sat Sanders now has a real uphill climb from here on. His team was able to take the lead at the 4:34 mark, 106-104, had it tied up, and now it's been Dan Issel and David Thompson down the stretch that has put some breathing room between them and the Celtics. So I'll tell you right now, I'm going to vote for the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player to David Thompson. You, John McLaughlin, who are you going to vote for?
Well, just to keep the pressure off of Chuck Milton, our producer, I'll agree with you, although I think you have to say that Dan Issel has been a real key here in the last 4 minutes, not only offensively, but with a couple of nice defensive plays.
Okay, so what are you saying?
The trainer won't let me get in.
All right, I'll go with David Thompson also.
You're going to go with David Thompson. All right, well, David Thompson with 29 points. He's played so remarkably well. It's a tough decision.
The trainer won't let me get in.
Because Thompson has 29 points, Jones with 23, Issel with 24. All three of those were likely candidates. And don't forget John Havlicek, who fouled out with a total of 23. Here is the reason that we're going to give the Chevrolet $1,000 scholarship to David Thompson. He has 29 points, 6 assists, 10 rebounds. And so that $1,000 scholarship will be awarded to North Carolina State on behalf of David Thompson.
I have a feeling that North Carolina State will be getting a lot of those this year.
Boy, it was a tough decision. The pressure's off of Chuck Milton, though. He does not have to vote, unless you want to reconsider. And Sandy Grossman, our director, he wants to get in on this.
He sure does.
What does he know?
As long as the decision has been made.
All right.
Now, don't count the Celtics out now. Stranger things have happened. 107-112. Many years ago, there's an old saying, Havlicek stole the ball. He's not in there now, but someone else might do it.
There's our guy that we've given the Chevrolet $1,000 scholarship award to, David Thompson. Boy, you look back this week. He had 30 points Friday. He's got 29 now. He had 26 points on Tuesday. That's a pretty fair piece of work for a week, huh?
It sure is. I don't see how he does it. He's just an amazing player.
112-107. Bing brings it into Kevin Staken. Don Chaney. Wicks wants the basketball. You can hear him yelling for it. Take it back to Wicks. Bing wide open. 112 to 109.
The Celtics must get the ball back now and try to get 2 quick baskets or ideally a 3-point play.
We're going to have a backcourt foul on Dave Bing. You got to put your hands up on that, John.
Well, the Celtics over the limit there. Of course, that was in the backcourt. He's trying to commit the foul as quickly as possible, although I think I would have done it in the front court.
29 seconds left. You see the time remaining. Wilkerson with 8 points. I feel like this guy got him started well, Wilkerson, this afternoon. Hasn't scored a lot in the second half. He has 9 for the game.
Well, those are 2 big points right there.
114 to 109. Kevin Staken, right in the middle. 23 seconds left. Only 3 points still. Not a very comfortable feeling. Wilkerson, by the way, has 10 assists in this game. There's Issel. He's fouled by Wicks. Wicks committing the personal foul on Dan Issel. That's his 4th personal. And there is Seth Sanders, Casey Jones, John Havlicek. That's the first time I've seen John sit still.
Well, they've done a good job today. Undermanned. They've come in here. They've played a very fine game. They're trying to apply the pressure now, double teaming in the backcourt, of course, and that leads a number of the Nuggets up in the front court. Actually, they had 2-on-1 situation, and Issel got caught passing the ball off rather than shooting. He still gets 2.
And Issel converts, so they've hit 4 big pressure free throws down the stretch, 116 to 111. Boston's calling timeout with 14 seconds. They have no timeouts remaining. Sat Sanders desperately now, trailing by 5 points in this game, somehow like to pull it out. You know, you look at the Denver Nuggets, John. They came in here 36 and 21. Last year at this time, they were 38 and 19, so that's very comparable to a year ago. But they feel, in contrast to last year, they're not going to fade like they did last season.
Well, you know, they feel that they're stronger than they were. They feel they have more depth, and obviously the way they've been playing, that's true.
And the thing that amazes me is how much change they have made as far as personnel is concerned on the bench. And their bench today was a very integral part of this win.
Well, they always go to their bench a lot, and of course, many clubs doing that now. Many clubs using 8 to 10 people, and if you're going to run and if you're going to pressure, you must use a lot of people.
All right, Los Angeles Golden State coming up next out on the West Coast. Los Angeles did. Adrian Dantley and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar combined for 50 points the other night. Golden State is getting quite a performance out of Parrish now. They're starting him in the center position.
Well, these 2 clubs, of course, fighting for that playoff position. They're very close in the standings, as well as Seattle, Chicago, Detroit, and Milwaukee. And I understand it looked like Seattle beating Milwaukee somewhere in the 4th quarter. We had that score earlier.
That Pacific Division is really very difficult. You look at what they have out there, I would say that The only sure thing right now on that West Coast is Portland and Phoenix, and after that, it's a real dogfight.
That's right. Of course, in this division also, you have Denver, who they're winning by a comfortable margin, 7 or 8 games. From there, it packs up very, very nicely, very tight, and it could go right down to the end of the season, depending on deciding who gets in.
Milwaukee and Chicago tried somehow to get into there. 116 to 111 at the 14-second mark of this fourth and final period here in McNichols Arena. This is the second meeting of the year between these two. First game this year won by the Nuggets 109 to 107. So they'll meet 2 more times, once here and once in the Boston Garden. Here's Maxwell. Rebound Wicks, and Wicks, they're not going to foul him on that play. They let him have it. 116 to 113. There's your time. 17 points for Sidney Wicks. In the backcourt to Jones. Wicks putting on great pressure back there. And Sidney Wicks picking up the foul. That is his 5th personal foul. So with 4 seconds left now, they head down to the other end. Going to the line, Bobby Jones, 23 points. He was out Tuesday. This was extracted. This young man's averaging just about what he did last year. He averaged 15.1, and coming into this game today, he was at the 15-point level. But it's been said, I think probably the best way to sum him up, he's a coach's dream. He can do it all. The past week, he shot at a 68% clip from the field. 118 to 113. Bing driving down, he gets 2, and that's going to end it. 118 to 115. The Denver Nuggets going out a 118 to 115 win over the Boston Celtics.
Has been named the most valuable player in the game today by CBS. This is the third.
At Landover, Maryland this afternoon, the Bullets a 19-point winner over the Jazz, and the man most responsible for that Bullet win is with us here. Elvin Hayes, 31 points, a great all-around effort. Great game, E.
Thank you very much, Jim.
Manny, you got
to ask something. With Len Robinson on the court today, did you dig down any deeper for a bigger and better effort?
Well, I guess kind of because over the last year or so, Truck, I guess, been very kind of critical of me because I've been doing this for 10 years. You know, I'm one of the top 11 in scoring and all-time scorers, and but he felt that sometime that maybe I was getting too much credit and the ball was coming too much to me when he was here with the Bullets. But that's the way the offense run, and that's the way the coaches wanted it, and I can only do what they ask of me.
When you're on the court together today, was there any exchange at all with words between you and Leonard?
Well, one time he made the statement to the official that the officials was bailing me out, and I said, well, I've been doing this for 10 years, and they haven't been bailing me out so far.
Let me ask you one question.
I used to call him on you once in a while, though.
Mandy and I mentioned this during the ball game. What's happened to your foul shooting? I mean, you've got such a great touch. Has it become a mental thing with you?
No, over the last, you know, like my foul shooting, it really picked up. I think